Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. Understanding Psalm 91:1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. This opening verse sets the tone for one of the most beloved psalms of comfort and protection. It offers a picture of divine shelter, intimacy, and supernatural peace for anyone who chooses to abide close to God. In historical and scriptural context, the verse is traditionally attributed to either Moses or David. Psalm 91 is known as a psalm of protection. This psalm is often quoted in times of fear, illness, or spiritual warfare, and has been used throughout church history during plagues, battles, and personal distress. The psalm outlines the benefits of trusting and abiding in God, particularly protection from danger, pestilence, and attacks, spiritually and physically. Psalm 91 begins not with a request for rescue, but with a statement of poise and positioning, the lifestyle and mindset of one who chooses closeness to God. Let's explore the deeper theological and spiritual meaning, whoever dwells. The Hebrew word for dwell implies settled, continual residence, not visiting occasionally, but living consistently in God's presence. It is a call to intimacy and nearness to make God your true home, not just your emergency contact. In the shelter of the Most High, Hebrew El Elyon, speaks of God's supremacy and sovereignty. He rules over all, offering a higher, safer vantage point. His shelter is both a spiritual refuge and emotional covering, a secret space of safety. Will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Rest or abide carries the image of peaceful, protected staying. Shadow of the Almighty, Hebrew El Shaddai, evokes the image of safety under God's wings or covering, reflecting his nurturing care and overpowering might. From a Catholic perspective, this verse echoes timeless truths in liturgy, monastic life, and spiritual direction. Peace and protection result not from avoiding the world, but from abiding in God's presence amidst it. His shadow is often understood sacramentally as closeness to Christ in the Eucharist, personal prayer, and trust in divine providence. This verse speaks deeply into anxious modern lives. It promises security not in perfect conditions, but in God's unshakable presence. In a world spinning with uncertainty, war, illness, loss, Psalm 91:1 provides a spiritual anchor, reminding us that peace isn't circumstantial, it's relational. This verse invites believers into a lifestyle of dwelling, not dipping in and out of God's refuge. Rest and resilience come from consistent communion with Him. I invite you to reflect on these questions with me. Am I truly dwelling in God's shelter, or just visiting when life gets hard? What would change in my life if I made abiding in God my daily priority? When was the last time I felt deeply at rest in God's shadow? What led me there? Which spiritual practices help me cultivate a lifestyle of abiding? Scripture, prayer, Eucharist, silence. Who around me is desperate for rest or refuge? How can I point them to the shelter I found in God? What does it mean to be a peace bringer, rooted in God's presence in a restless world? Thank you for joining us for today's reflection on Psalm 91:1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This isn't just poetry, it's a promise. When life presses in, peace doesn't come from escape. It comes from presence, God's presence. Whether you're in a storm or simply craving stillness, know this: God's shadow is wide enough, close enough, and strong enough to hold you. A quick note: some links in the description may be affiliate. When used, they support this channel at no extra cost. Thank you. Want more reflections like this? Join our Patreon community for just $1 a month and help bring messages of faith and hope to a weary world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'd love to hear from you. What helps you dwell in the Lord's shelter? How do you find rest in His shadow? Until next time, be still, abide deeply, and know you are sheltered, you are seen, and God is never far. Blessings and peace to you.